Continuing. I got a scripture though, because that brought something to mind. This is Psalms um, 36 and 4. Salakia. This is the book of Psalms 36. I'm going to start at verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, the transgressions of the wicked saith within my heart, that there is no fear of Yahweh before his eyes. Verse 2, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. Verse 3, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. Verse 4, he deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. And that's these wicked ass people, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, they basically, have created a system of thinking right under the noses of everyone, even their so-called brethren. I mean, of course, that's our wicked twin brother. But what I'm saying is, even their people, you know what I mean? Because these went on to be racist. Jacob had, a particular people, and Esau had a particular people. But it says that the teacher can do much to prepare the hearts and minds of children for global understanding and cooperation. They push the world view. This one worldly view persists in current NEA literature, but it has been recontextualized in recent times as a liberal viewpoint. The group now issues the following pronunciamento in its NEA journal. The teacher can do much to prepare the hearts and minds of children for global understanding and cooperation. At the very top of all the agencies which will assure the coming of the one world government must stand the school, the teacher, and the organized profession. And at the end of the day, that's why, I just heard Apostle Tahar speak on how he was like, most of these so-called American are dumbed down or because they in this education system. And when you go to find out that most of these big names, these elite families, that's why they fund these, that's why they can make a statement like the Rockefellers, basically changing the fact that slavery was actually slavery. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they basically, like, this shit crazy, at the end of the day. I believe I read this book. You can go get it on PDF. It's called The New World Order by Ralph Emerson. Emerson. It's one of the older books on it, and it was telling you how basically the elites owned all the newspapers, just like you got brothers and people speak on it now, you know. So at the end of the day, that's why a lot of information isn't out there, or all the information that is out there is controlled information. You know what they want you to know. Verse 20. I mean, chapter Salaki, page 24. Another American student of months. Want was James McKean Cattell, who was Wundt's assistant in Leipzig in the years 1883 to 86. Cattell was also deeply influenced by Francis Galton, the founder of eugenics. In 1891, Cattell took over the psychology department at Columbia University and spent the rest of his life disseminating Wundtian eugenics doctrine through abundance of magazines and reference works he edited and wrote. These and other materialistic Wundtians and Fabian One World was funded by the Rockefellers and the Carnegies and others intent on the suppression and pacification of the populace of the world completely remade the face of American education in the 20th century. The agenda that they pursued has accumulated in the all too familiar situation of American education today, in which the majority of persons graduated from high school are functionally illiterate and ill prepared for doing anything else than saying yes to Big Brother and his telescreens. And that's the spirit, because I was just speaking on that to somebody. It was like, I forgot who made the statement, but it's the truth. They want you just smart enough to be able to do the jobs the menial jobs that they need done to keep the society going, but not smart enough to actually analytically think about it and say, well, damn, look at how this shit's set up. You know what I mean? From the standpoint, just smart enough to work and didn't die. You know what I'm saying? From the standpoint of the social controllers, there are, and when you know, it's hard to fathom that. Like who was just speaking on that? It was like how, oh, it was the elder from Dallas. He was like, you know, people look at us like we crazy. They're like, you know, it sounds so far fetched, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, it ain't really far fetched. You know, what is saying that Esau do? You gotta take time to think about it. Esau fucking poisoned the same shit that he gotta breathe in. You know what I'm saying? This is how base of a man is dumb as motherfucker. I can see, you know what I'm saying, just Esau, woo, cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Lord. That way made me mad, like right there, because you know what I'm saying. It's and then you know you see how brainwashed people is. Not just our people, just everybody. You know, I made a statement recently. I went to go try to pay my phone bill. Not to digress, but just prove a point. I went to go pay my phone bill. Now the bitch behind the counter, she's already dealing with one person, but of course she want to know what I'm there for, so I tell her. Now, based on one little thing, how everything went left field. You know, as I'm walking in, she asked me, and I happen to look, you know, because they got all the different color cases. So, you know, they, of course, colorful. I happen to look to my right, and as I'm looking, I'm speaking, but of course she can't hear me because I'm not, you know, I'm not facing her. So she say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you." So I repeat everything, and at the end, I say, "Can you hear me now?" Based on that one little statement, I guess this bitch felt offended, so she say something. What did she say? She said, you know, normally when people talk to me, you know, she say they're facing me, and I'm like, okay, well now I'm facing you now. So we keep on going back and forth. Then she like, well, she don't want to deal with me. And I'm like, well, hold on. I mean, I'm like, I can understand if I was being belligerent or whatnot. I know you got the policy. I mean, you got the prerogative to do that. But at the same time, you just gonna tell me just because you don't want to. You work in customer service. I'm like, could never have did too much like that to have you. I mean, you deal with people all day. I'm pretty sure it's somebody that offended you way more. But just because you feel that you could be like, no, I'm like, no, fuck that. You know what I mean? So it just is the point of me bringing it all up is because, you know, like basically, I made a statement. I said if I had have been a Peckerwood, you know what I'm saying, I bet y'all wouldn't be going through this. And she got super offended, and I'm like, bitch, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure when you not at this job, you probably be one of the main people talking about my nigga. You know what I mean? Because she was just trying to be, you know, she got a little Jake friend sitting down there, and I'm just like, you offended by something like that at the end of the day. Out of all the offensive shit that happens to us, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like the one brother from London and Ariella, well, not Ariella, the one brother from Dallas and the one brother from London. It was saying, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you ain't offended by how the society's set up or how, you know what I mean? Like, out of all these things, but you offended by some shit like that, you know what I mean? It be the people that don't experience any fucking racism that be the most offended too. Ain't that funny? Just like how the Edomite bitch came up to the camp asking the questions, they ain't want to deal with her, and since they ain't want to deal with her, she literally puts her foot in her mouth and, oh yeah, that's right, Edomites rule the world, bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they laughed it off, but it's just the point. You know what I mean? Like Salakia. Uh, I'm gonna read this part. From the standpoint of social controllers, there are many advantages to keeping the populace stupid. Not the least being the less intelligent a person is, the more susceptible he is to exterior control. Currently, one of the primary thrusts in American education brainwashing goes by a variety of names, including mastery learning, world-class education, common core of learning, and outcome-based education, but which is most commonly referred to as Goals 2000. Written into law by Bill Clinton in 1994, Rockefeller monies have launched literally hundreds of books into the educational market pushing Goals 2000. Promoted by the National Education Association, the literature describes Goals 2000 as an academic behavior modification plan based on control theory, reality therapy. The simple purpose of Goals 2000 is populist control and promotion of the totalitarian world order. Instead of teaching children the academic skills that most parents favor, Goals 2000 and its educational offshoots emphasize life adjustment skills. Ain't that about a bitch? Family life education and environmental stewardship. Academic study is de emphasized while cooperative attitudes are mandated, including attitudes which significantly seem to bolster a eugenics agenda in the mind of the child, such as the attempted normalizing of homosexuality and playboyism and abortion as a form of birth control. Wow, that's deep. I'm going to stop there.